Hey everyone, it's Tia from EMP Designs here, and today we're going to be looking into how to use the PX1-R. This pixel recorder operates at 5 volts and can store 2 different recordings of your choosing. These recordings can then be replayed through a trigger or loop indefinitely. First steps are to make all of our necessary connections. To use these Wago connectors, all you have to do is press down on the dimple and slide your wires in, then release the dimple. Every port on this recorder is labelled, making it easy to follow, and you can also reference the order I use in this video. After connecting our pixel strip and power, we can move on to our triggers. In this video I'll be using 2 switches, but this is what can be altered to fit your requirements. An example would be an interactive prop in which you would connect to the concealed PX1-R. Then through using the prop, you can simulate 2 effects triggered through separate actions. This could be a charge up sequence and then a firing effect. The last thing to connect is our antenna for streaming our patterns. This will simply be 100mm of wire. After we've recorded and stored our patterns, this wire can then be removed. Now we've made all our connections, I can bring in my SkyCast. This is what I'll be using to stream patterns from my computer to my PX1-R. To sync them up, all I need to do is plug my SkyCast in and press the sync button. Once the green LED stops flashing, I'll be connected and able to stream patterns from my desired software. However, prior to that, I'll check my SkyCast settings to make sure that they and my streaming software settings are matched. After that, we can jump straight into streaming to our device. From here, we can start recording to store this pattern on the PX1-R. In order to do this, I'll hold the record button found above the flashing red data LED while simultaneously holding one of my triggers. This device will keep recording as long as you keep on holding both switches. The pattern can then be triggered using the same switch you recorded with. Any data sent over this time period will then be stored on the PX1-R. I'll repeat this process once more using a different pattern for my second switch. So I'll follow the exact same steps after finding the pattern I desire, holding down the record switch and the switch I would like to replay it with. Same as before, this pattern will be stored on the PX1-R and replayable through triggering this switch. Now that we've recorded our patterns, I can desync from my SkyCast by holding down the sync button found above the green LED. Once that green LED goes out, I'll know I'm no longer connected to my SkyCast. At this stage, we've now got 2 different recorded patterns that we can trigger using our dedicated switches without the need to transmit any data or take up any space of channels. There's one last function to cover on the PX1-R, and that's how to loop one of your recordings on repeat. So to do this, I'll first have to disconnect my current switches. After that, I'll connect a single piece of wire between ground and my recording. Then when you turn on your PX1-R, this shorted trigger will play its recording indefinitely on repeat. This makes it perfect for effects such as fireplaces or recurring events. And with that, we've covered how to use the PX1-R. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you've got any further questions, you can get in touch with us using the email in the description.